For me to be invited here to be amongst you really is a deep honour, and particularly when you are celebrating the 50th anniversary, which of course took place yesterday, rather than today, but the 50th anniversary of Zambia. I think one of the things that has been absolutely wonderful to see over the last 50 years is the development of Zambia. And I mean, Britain has great ties, obviously, with Zambia, and actually those ties have developed over the 50 years. And what you see now in Zambia is a vibrant country, one of the fastest growing economies, not just in Africa, but actually in the world. Absolutely. And presenting a wonderful opportunity for more trade with the UK. You know, we have all this discussion going on about whether Britain should be part of the EU or not part of the EU and all the rest of it. And what I always say to people is that, yes, 50% of our trade right now is with the EU. But look at the 53 countries of the Commonwealth, where this country has links, has cultural links, social links, personal links, and so many of these economies that are the Commonwealth countries like Zambia are growing a lot faster than Europe is right now. And you know, that 6% growth and more is what Britain should be taking advantage of. And what I'm really pleased about from a trade point of view is that, of course, UK Trade and Investment has just opened an office in Lusaka. And those of you who are interested in trade and are interested in doing more, I hold export events for British companies and international companies regularly. But if there is anything that I can ever do to help you to do more trade with Zambia, then please get in touch. And you don't have to be living in my constituency. I want to see us doing a lot more trade. So I'm really pleased at the development of Zambia, and my congratulations, of course, to President Sata as well for everything that is going on in that country. The same thing I want to say is that actually, in terms of my own journey, it's not hugely different to many of you here. I'm an immigrant. I wasn't born in this country, and my parents came from India when I was a young boy. And I think their story actually reflects the story of many people here, where they came with not a great deal. They worked incredibly hard. They gave something back to their adopted country, and above all, they integrated and were part of the community. And you know, I go to lots and lots of events, week in, week out. But one of the things that I always try and make sure is that I go to any event that I'm invited where we have people from other parts of the world who've come and settled in Britain and actually starting to make and actually making a huge difference. And that's people like you, and I have to say it's people like, you know, my parents and their generation that came across. And that actually makes me really, really proud. And that's one of the reasons that I always have to accept invitations from groups like this. And just actually talking about integration, that is so important. And what we need to ensure, that I have two young daughters, and it's really important for me to make sure that they consider themselves, and they do, that they're British, but at the end of the day, they must never forget their heritage and where they came from. You know, there's always this discussion about, you know, is multiculturalism a good word? My view is absolutely multiculturalism is a good word. What it means to me, as an immigrant, is that I'm integrated into the mainstream, but at the end of the day, I still have respect and I understand the culture that I came from originally. And that's something we should never let our kids forget. Never let them forget. And you know, you talked about celebrating the excellence of young people, and I see that you have got a wonderful array of people who are doing well in business, who are doing well in their studies, and that is absolutely what we must celebrate. We must tell our kids that they can reach for the stars, they can achieve anything they want in this country, and that if we keep saying that and we keep telling them, they will continue doing it. And that is so important, generation after generation, to make sure that we are doing better and achieving more than the previous generation. Those of you who came here, who weren't necessarily born here, but those of you who came here from Zambia, I mean, that takes a huge amount of effort to move to another country. And I absolutely salute anyone who is able to get up, is an immigrant, and is actually making a positive difference in the country that they've adopted. I just want to end by saying once again that it's a real honour to be here, particularly on the 50th anniversary of Zambia's independence. I consider myself a friend of the Zambian community. I consider myself a friend of many of the groups that are going to be speaking this evening. I've spoken at their events. And finally, I just want to say, if there's anything that I can ever do, individually, or for you in terms of business or trade or anything else, you just have to pick up the phone. Thank you.